Hey there, welcome to Elevated Daily. This is my show where I go ahead and review current and past pop culture shows, films, music, and more. Today we're going to go ahead and continue with our review of Harley Quinn, the animated series. We're all the way up to season 1's episode 12, this penultimate episode of the season. Finally, I know I made a mistake saying that before, my bad. Should have paid attention. Also, we've been having some technical difficulties. That's why this episode is a little late. We didn't get one out last week, so I apologize for that. Before we get into today's review, let's go ahead and jump into what we covered last episode. That was Harley Quinn Highway. That's where we had the clown princess of crime trying to go ahead and reunite her crew to go ahead and help her succeed in rescuing Ivy. Our beloved Ivy has been kidnapped by none other than Scarecrow himself, who's trying to create a fear toxin out of her pheromones. Not so much trying as succeeding, as we saw last episode. At the end, the tree's plant life's just becoming horrible monsters, just eating everybody in sight. It was quite horrifying for those people, at least for Ivy and her crew to see. Some of the one-liners from last week, of course, always coming from King Shark, whether it's car sickness, the way Cyborgstein is driving, or just his daily interactions with Clayface and trying to figure out how Clayface can even live with himself. Just too ridiculous. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the main topic of today. That's going to be episode 12, The Devil's Snare. In this episode, we are going to cover a lot of ground. So lately, YouTube's been giving us a little bit of issue trying to get our full reaction out. So we're going to go ahead and condense this one to our highlight reel. So hopefully you enjoy the highlights that we picked out, our favorite moments of this episode, and we'll go ahead and review what we thought was, the best points and why we enjoy this episode and where it stacks. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into this. But before we do, a quick elevation break. All right, so on today's episode of Harley Quinn, The Devil's Snare, we see Harley and her crew facing off against the Justice League when they get blamed for going ahead and creating this plant mess. Superman and Wonder Woman show up, and as you can see, just... That's perfect. Wouldn't be pretty. Ridiculous. They're not the heroes that we, think they are. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I mean, very quick to punish somebody, huh?
Hey, thanks for the help. Harley and crew handle the rest. Hey, why am I tied up?
Because you and
Ever the Boy Scout.
Behind this anarchy.
What? Bullshit.
Harley Quinn, I declare you and your allies, including that elderly war criminal, to be banished to... You want to say it since it's your thing?
Thanks, Diana. To the Phantom Zone!
What? You gotta be shitting me.
Oh, I'm seeing the light. Oh, my God. I didn't think I'd make it to heaven after what I did in, everywhere, I guess. Mostly Asia.
We didn't do any of this.
They're tree monsters. She controls the trees, so... You want to say it this time?
That's pretty harsh for the superheroes to come in and want to kick them to the Phantom Zone. Shows how judgmental they truly are, you know what I mean? I mean, for being superheroes, wanting justice and all that, first support system involved, just, that's it, the Phantom Zone?
Did you do this? We didn't do it. We aren't
Maybe the Justice League aren't quite as heroic as everybody says. Or maybe this is just Harley's interpretation of them. I don't know, even the Queen of Fables, how they did her wrong, locking her in the book for 30 years? That's ridiculous.
Oh, God! Someone take this off me!
If you're not responsible for this...
Luckily for them,
who is?
luckily for Harley and their crew, the only way they can go ahead and get rescued is Ivy grab the lasso. Then we go ahead and see our crew being saved, and none other than the Queen of Fables. And we hear her truths.
Shut the hell up, sexy. Word of advice.
And now we get the real culprit.
Ain't no shower in that tower.
None other than the Queen herself.
Well, not really. Quick question. Can any of you fly?
And a plane?
Every night in my dreams.
Not a diesel.
I'm basically a rock.
Good.
The Queen of Fable pops by and she goes ahead and imprisons the Justice League right back into her book, gives them a little taste of her medicine. They're pretty dang quick to go ahead and put our crew in that Phantom Zone. Then the Queen goes ahead and beanstalks our crew, as you can see, and then puts them up against this giant. And Harley and them want know nothing other than, you know. Now I love some of these antics right here that we go ahead and see. I mean, the jokes, everything. They're great. I love the jokes and the writing on this show. The giant's here. Subject change. Clayface is ridiculous. Harley finds out about Kite Man finally, and you know, Ivy said she hasn't been trying to hide it. She's been trying to show it, but you know, as we see, Harley doesn't pay attention to anybody but herself.
I'm dating Kite Man. About this? Because you never asked. I mean, it's like if it's not about you, you're not.
That's more important than Harley.
I'm trying very hard to keep it a secret. I kept coming home, reeking of kite, leaves in my
Reeking of kite. That's awesome. So I like this episode, the way the dynamic goes between them two. You know, it really shows that they are friends much more than they are just partners in crime. Oh, Kite Man hot sauced him in the eye. Hell yeah.
I gotcha.
And now they're all about to fall in love with Kite Man. Who doesn't love a kite?
Thanks, babe.
I never got the kite thing until now, but it is quite majestic.
See?
I hate to be a downer, but we are completely and utterly screwed. Oh, I wore that well. Maybe I don't hate being a downer. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't feel so much pressure to put a positive spin on things.
You know, I agree with King Shark on this one. I like his outlook on life.
Come on, babe. Let's go mow that lawn.
So this guy really does it for you.
You know, one-on-one, he... Fuck you, psycho. I don't know.
Make her explain who she loves.
Are you okay?
Kite Man doesn't run a lot. Uses kites mostly.
Of course, Kite Man's cardio is
Water
weak.
made the plants huge, and I am part plant, so it could have the same effect on me.
I know I can't stop you from doing this. So in case it kills you or gives you really bad diarrhea, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't ask you
Wait, what do you...
this special question.
Oh, dear.
Will you do me the honor of making me Mr.
There's no box.
Poison Ivy?
That's the way to propose to somebody
You know what,
with nothing in your hand.
Let's
I
circle
don't
back on
think
this,
that's a
just
good
maybe
score right
after
there,
the
Kite Man.
apocalypse, right?
Not a no. Hell yeah.
Optimism at its best. Ivy goes ahead and takes one for the team after Kite Man's rescue, and she goes ahead and ingests the poison to go ahead and grow to 50 feet tall. Nice, 50-foot Ivy. All right there. Bet that's gonna do it for Psycho. You know, with his what was it? The big one, Giganta.
And I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. Sorry. Oh, God, it was just a kid.
I already knew this was gonna have a ramification for Dr. Psycho, and we see.
Hey. Whoa, Ive, you look great. Oh, you think? I didn't go too big, or?
No way, you're pulling it off. And honestly, you could have gone bigger.
$30 if
I love
you
it.
put me in your pocket.
He's a perv.
I got a type. You knew.
He's got his type.
Got time for one last bedtime story?
Why would you work for Joker?
Cause unlike you, he's a real evil son of a bitch. No more sucking dick under bridges for you. Well, I mean, unless you're into that shit.
I mean, who will win between a wolf and a shark? It's a shark.
After Ivy helps her crew gain the upper hand against the Joker, she gets taken out by the Joker. We didn't see that coming. And I mean, is this the end? End of our hero and her crew? Joker's gonna win. For all that. Damn. We go out like that. Fucking Joker. That's horrible. That's a horrible way to end. But I love this episode. It was thrilling. It was exciting. It had great writing, good jokes, and it kept me peaked the whole time. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5 high, guys. I really enjoyed this episode. That surprise pop-in from the Justice League to the Joker and Queen of Fables team-up. I enjoyed it all. The writing, everything was thrilling. The conclusion was quite sad. I wasn't expecting that, so I'm definitely looking forward to next week's episode to go ahead and see how that's going to be resolved. Hopefully we get, a good resolution, something that brings our team back together full circle. Well, that's all for today's episode of Elevated Daily. Hopefully you enjoyed my review and a little brief highlight that we gave. Like, comment, and subscribe below so we can go ahead and produce more Elevated Daily content for you. Well, until next time, I appreciate the time you spent with me. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to hang out with me, and I appreciate that. You stay safe, and as always, stay elevated.